What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with another quick video. The Betty got some upgrades. So you've seen the title. Betty goes brushless. So let's just check it out. This is one of those cheap, like, China brushless systems I've seen so many people ask about. So maybe it's an upgrade, maybe it's not. I haven't fully determined yet. It's probably not as bad on low speed as I thought it was going to be, but it's not great either. So you can see there, it's got the tiny little brushless motor and the ESC. It's just a 10 amp ESC. It's super simple, bolts straight up. You don't even have to drill any new holes, anything. Your usual motor mount screws to mount the motor are these little short, stubby, fat screws. Those don't fit it. You need some of the ones like are in the rest of the truck. Any of these are like in your frame rails or something like that. I had several of them laying around. If you had to, you could pull one from one of these, like your ESC mount, take one out of here, rob it or something, because you still have one on each side and another one here or whatever. But you need two of those screws for this motor. And other than that, it's a simple install. The pinion gear is loose on the motor shaft. It fits pretty well, but it's a little loose, kind of like the Barrage or something. So I just put a dab of glue on it. Mine sounds pretty loud right now because I think I got a little glue on the gear, and so it's not the smoothest. But the low speed crawl is not great. You see, it's kind of jerky. And we're going to take it over here to the course and run it a bit and see what happens. And then I was able to put this on and just ignore my wires. I just threw it all in here. I wanted to see if I was even going to use this. I may end up taking it right back out. I don't know yet. But I was able to run it on my Spectrum DX5R. So that allowed me to put my winch on this dial. So now I can just hit my dial a little bit, run my winch out, and then dial it down. And then if I go to use it, I can turn it on just very slightly and let it be pulling while I'm working the throttle. So I don't have to even be touching anything to be using the winch. So I think that's going to be sweet. It's going to make this winch so much nicer to use. The only problem with it before was it was on the switch, and it was full pull or nothing, you know. So now I can just barely touch that dial and let it work itself, and it'll continue to run. So more excited about that than anything. I was going to maybe eventually just put a Barrage in here or something, and I thought, I've seen a lot of people always asking on the Facebook groups and stuff like about these brushless systems, and you know, I've always kind of said no, don't do it. But with things being hard to get right now, I was like, well, let's see how bad they are. So I bought one, and you can see my body's not sitting straight. Everything's a mess in there right now. I'll clean it up later. I get this stuff installed, and I'm like excited to show you guys, and so here it is. But let's take it over to the course. We'll run a little bit and just see how bad this brushless system is, or maybe not so bad. I don't know. Let's go check it out. Okay, so the gear mesh here sounds horrible, but it's really not tight. Like, I don't know, but you can kind of tell sometimes when I get in a bind,
a lot of it is the motor kind of like cogging and making this funky noise and not doing anything. But you can just see the throttle on this is absolutely horrible. It's terrible. You can't control this thing at all. It's really just like all or nothing. You can see how jumpy the truck is, and this is just not good. Right here is kind of one of these spots where I was talking about. You can see the truck, it has no low torque, so like it can't pull out of this, and it's just sitting there making that horrible like grinding noise because the motor's trying to push but it can't, and then it finally just like releases and it just launches up the rock, and I couldn't handle it. So you see right here on this flat that I'm not trying to feather this throttle at all here. I'm just trying to find a low speed crawl, and I just can't. It's just jumpy. I changed the exponential. I changed all kinds of settings on my Spectrum radio, and it just, nothing helped the motor. It's just the ESC and motor combo just can't find that low speed crawl.
I've had about all of that I can take.
And now here I'm just kind of showing off how I can work the dial and control the winch. I was still not like super smooth with it yet, so it's not the smoothest run. You can tell once I get the winch hooked up that I was able to just turn the dial on slightly and let the winch kind of continue to slowly pull me. The problem was it gets really jumpy because I had no slow crawl with this motor and ESC. So like the winch is doing its job and just kind of barely pulling, and then I would just like jerk the truck and jump. You can see right there, just the initial takeoff was just like a jump. So with a smooth throttle, this winch is going to be awesome. So you'll kind of see right here how the slack pulls in, and it's just reeling itself in very slowly. I don't have to even be touching anything on the transmitter, and it's just kind of doing itself while I have that dial just barely turned. So it's super handy, because you can continue to work the wheel and the throttle like normal and let the winch kind of work at a very slow pace, and then just turn it off when you're finished. So I love the winch being on the dial, and I'm definitely going to keep it set up that way.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys can tell from that little bit of running that this is a train wreck. This is horrible. There's not much else I can say about it. This brushless system is garbage. So the motor's already got a decent amount of heat to it also for the little bit of running it's did. But so really I was looking at trying to test this ESC more than the motor. I kind of expected that this motor wasn't going to be good, but I bought the combo to get the ESC. So I figured I would go ahead and throw it in here and see how it was going to work, and it is definitely a no-go. Absolutely horrible. No control at all. I guess it would be okay for a little, if you wanted to just run this thing around the garage or something on the floor, but crawling, it's definitely no. I do like the winch on the dial. That is cool. So I will be leaving that And I'm going to try pairing this with something like the revolver or this Surpass motor that I've been using here lately. So I'm going to throw this ESC in here and see if it does any better with a little better motor. Of course, I'm running the Castle in here, and it's like you can't beat this Castle setup. So it's going to be hard to follow that, but man, that's horrible in this setup. So I would not recommend this setup at all. I'm going to do some more testing with the ESC, just see if I can use it. More than likely, probably not. But there are some program options on it. It's kind of like hard to figure out. It says there's a set button on this, and I haven't found it yet. It says there's a set button that you press, and there is nothing on here that presses. So I don't know. If anybody knows how you do anything with this thing, let me know. But anyways, so no go on this. I wouldn't bother. I'm going to mess around with it just because I've been trying to find, some different options since these are so hard to get right now. I actually have another one of these in the box. I was lucky enough I snagged one up before they became hard to get. So I have it when I need it in a pinch. But trying to find other options for anybody who don't have what they need. And it's a little slim right now, so we'll keep trying, and I appreciate everybody watching. Let me know what you'd like to see next. I've got a really cool build I'm working on. I can't show you yet. I can't give it away, but it's an improvement on one of my rigs. So anyways, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified when I'm posting these videos. We're going to probably put a barrage in here while we have it apart and just run with that. I don't know, honestly. I don't know what ESC I'm going to run. I really like this receiver in here. So I'm a little off on, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Betty needs some help. So y'all let me know what I should do. I appreciate everybody watching. Peace.